Ferganized here. Hope you're all having a good week. Today we're going to learn gospel endings from basic to advanced. If you're playing basic, you might be doing something like this when you end your gospel songs. That's the key of F. Here's the key of G. Key of A flat. Okay, so the first change I'd want you to do is not to just play 1, let's go to F. Not to just play 1, 5, 1. Let's use the circle of fifths. So we're in the key of F right now. So we're going to go, instead of 1, 5, 1, which would be here, 1, 5, 1, we're going to go 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. See that? It's following the circle of fourths. So we're going to go back 3 spaces. So 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. So that's the first thing I do, is change your bass line. So you might want to do something like this, which is pretty easy. So we have your F, and when you go to the 6, your D, you're just going to move your A down to F sharp. Now we're going to keep that position. Just move everything down a half step, and then your left hand's going to go to the G. Your right hand down a half step again to C. Everything down a half step again to F. That's your F13. So here it is again. Let's do it in G. G, E7 sharp 9, A13, D7 sharp 9, G13. A flat. So we have our A flat here. We're going to go to F, 7 sharp 9, move everything down a half step, and go to your 2, B flat 13, to your 5, E flat 7 sharp 9, to your 1, A flat 13. Now what you might want to do after that is play more of a walking bass line by adding, let's go back to F, by playing the half note before each bass note. So we're going 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. If we add a note that's a half step above each note, before D, we're going to play E flat. So, and then before G, we're going to play A flat. Before C, we're going to play D flat. Before F, G flat. So, there we go. Now we have a gospel walking bass. We just added a half note before each bass, root bass note. Okay, if we did that in G, here's our notes, G, E, A, D. So, A flat, Here's with the chords back to F. Now G. A flat. Okay, let's get a little more fancy. So I'm going to keep this bass line for the rest of the lesson. Let's go through it one more time. Here's the F bass line. The G bass line. The A flat bass line. Okay. Now hopefully you have a bass player and you don't have to even worry about that. And we're going to get to that point where you have a bass player and we're going to play the tritones in our left hand instead of a bass line. But for now, we're working our way up from basics to advanced. Okay, so you might want to be a little more melodic in your right hand, something like this. So what I'm playing there, the line is similar to what we started with, but I'm changing a couple chords. I'm going minor there. It's an A flat chord, but really it's a F minor 7 without the F. And then here I'm playing a G7 flat 9, but without the third, or sorry, without the fifth. And then a straight C7 F. So okay, let's try G. Now A flat. Okay. Now you can advance that by playing more the walking bass line. That's an F. Let's try it again. Now in G. Now A flat. So let's say you do have a bass player, or you can play bass with your foot on a Hammond organ. What would you play with your left hand? Well, the answer to that is tritones. Going back to F, the tritone for the F is A and E flat. Then the D tritone, remember we're going to follow this, D, G, C, F. So D, F sharp and C. And we're just going to go down by half steps. When you go down by half steps using tritones, it moves you in fourths. So D, go down a half step, G, down a half step, C, down a half step, F. It's great how that works. So we did it in F, F, D, G, C. So in G, this would be the G tritone. Then we're going to go to E, which would be G sharp and D. Go down a half step. That's your A. Down a half step, that's your D. And down a half step. We're back to the 1 G. 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. Now A flat. Here's your 1. Here's A flat. We're going to go to F tritone, down to B flat, down flat, back to A flat. Now let's try hands together, back to F. We're going to do the melodic run. Adding the tritone. We're going to need to put it an octave higher so we have room for our left hand. So it'll be like this. Okay, that's an F. Let's try G. A flat. There we go. Okay, let's go to the next step of advanced. And that's playing this line. Okay, that's an F. So what I'm basically playing here is kind of an F6 line. We're taken from the pentatonic scale. First I'm going to the F minor third and sliding down to the major third, then running up the pentatonic scale. Now the next run is going to follow the G7 flatted 9 chord, but I'm going to play the half step before it. So from the beginning. Okay, at this point we're at C. Okay, so here we're following again the pentatonic scale, the F pentatonic. Just running down that line with the C. So we're starting with the 5th note of C. Back to the 1. So here it is with right and left hand. Now let's do the walking bass with this. Okay, now the tritones. Let's do the same thing in G. So we're going to start with the minor third in G, minor third in G, to the major third, follow up the pentatonic scale, this is the half note before the A7 flatted 9. Okay, A7 flatted 9. Now the 5th of the 5th, the 5th of D. Run down the pentatonic scale of G. Back up to the 1 G. First with the bass notes. Now with the walking bass. Now Now with the tritones. Okay, let's do the same thing in A flat. Okay, A flat with the bass notes. So with A flat, since it doesn't start on, since the minor third is a B and it's a white key, I don't play the minor third. I start right on the C. So it's like this. So with the bass notes. Now the walking bass. Now with the tritones. Okay, that was our lesson for today. Hope that was helpful. Fergan I signing off. Bye.